Everyone, this is Anna from Koala Soap, and today we're going to do a very basic sugar scrub recipe using the Stephenson's foaming bath whip, I guess it's called. It says cosmetic base, but it's what we've been using in our videos. I do have the Crafter's Choice coming, but until it comes and I have all of this, I'm just going to keep using it up. We're going to do a 1-to-1 ratio. This is a very basic recipe. And we're going to be doing 10 ounces of this Stephenson's, and we're going to do 10 ounces of regular granulated sugar. I'm going to be adding in red strawberry. From the last video, I did order the red that everyone was talking about. I believe it was from Nurture Soap. Hasn't come yet. I'm kind of wondering if it's going to come anytime soon because of the holidays. We are going to be adding 11 mLs of, I finally got Peppermint in. And so we're going to be adding 11 mLs to that, and I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do two-tone or not, because I always tend to fight with that piping, but we'll go ahead and see. So the big thing is, while Crafter's Choice apparently doubles in size, Stephenson's does not. So what you're going to put together is actually what you're going to get. So I have two 8-ounce containers here, and I know I'm going to go a little bit over. I should have about 4 ounces left over, but I'm kind of taking into account what's left in the bowl, you know, and making a disaster and all of that. So what we're going to do is, and I'm using red strawberry, I don't know if I mentioned that, from Stardust Micas. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the sugar off to the side, and then I'm going to put the Stephenson's in my mixer. I need to mix this for like 8 to 10 minutes. So basically, I will go ahead and put it in there and we will start stirring. Okay, so this has been going now for a little over 10 minutes because I couldn't hear the timer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add our fragrance, just a little bit. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add a little bit, maybe half of it, and then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to whip it again. And then what you're going to see me do, there's a little slot here. I'm going to add the sugar slowly. So that's what our plan is. Okay, so pretty sure we've got it all pretty well incorporated there. And as you can see, so we have about 20 ounces of sugar scrub. What I'm going to do is I will break it apart into half. I'm going to do half with the red strawberry mica in it, and the other half I'm just going to leave as it is white. The one issue is I'm not going to put it in the cling wrap. I don't have any, and it just doesn't work for me. Usually what people do is they'll just scoop it into here, but I thought we'd try it and just have some fun. So also, I usually use this spatula, which is very flexible for a lot of my soaps and the molds, as you know. But you're going to need probably, especially if you're going to use something like this, you're going to need a more rigid spatula when you're making this. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to scoop all this out. I'm going to leave half in this silver bowl, and then half of it I'm going to put in a funnel cup, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay, now, so I didn't really measure it, but it feels like it's about half, I don't know. And I'm going to now add a little bit of mica, the red strawberry. I'm going to put some gloves on in a second because it's just going to, I can always tell that I'm going to get it everywhere, and I already know I will. So let's go ahead, use our rigid spatula to do the best we can, and we're going to fold it in just so it doesn't get dust everywhere. When you have a little bit in this kind of a mixer, it's kind of hard because sometimes it won't mix it thoroughly because it gets on the ends, and you know, but I like to try. It's a learning process. These were a special request from a friend of mine, so we're doing these as little gifts, but this is a 3-part series, just so you know. I'm actually going to be making a gift box, and I want, you know, you guys to see how I do them. And so we're going to be doing the items first, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put them in a package, labels and all. And I don't know if I'm going to tack that onto one of the videos or make it a video on its own, depending on how in-depth it is. Okay, so let's see if we can't incorporate that in a little bit better. It would help if I put the mixer back in. Okay, I'm going to pause the video because what I'm going to do is get my piping stuff ready, and we'll show you how I do it. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just using this regular piping bag. I would get a bigger one. I'm going to list the size of this because I got a bigger canister, so when you're making a lot, you could fill up the piping bag with a lot more. So what we're going to do is I use a 1M, and I'm going to put it in the piping bag. And then I can see where that is, and what I do is I just run the scissors because I'm one of those people that cuts it way too high, and this thing pops right out. So this is how I measure. You can do however you want, but this is what works for me. And then I kind of make a little mark here, and then I pull it, and you can see it's already kind of cut. Maybe you can't. And then I just cut it the rest of the way. But see, if I had the bigger piping bag, I have a bigger canister, and I could, like, this is going to take probably a couple times. Okay, let's see, we're going to open it up a little bit. Okay, so this just gets kind of messy for me, it just does. And then I'm going to take the lids off these, just so I can have them ready to go. And like I said in the last video, sometimes I will tape them to the silicone mat so they don't move everywhere, just because I'm not that good at the piping yet. So I'm all for the scoop and go method, but I figured we'd have some fun. And we're going to use a much more rigid spatula. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay. Okay. I don't know what happened or why that happened. That's never happened before. Well, actually it did on one of the videos, didn't it? I'm thinking I put too much in. So we were at 0.5, so I'm just going to have to remember that we have half an ounce already in here. So I'm putting less in. I redid a new piping bag, and let's just see how it goes. This stuff is just so thick, but it's beautiful. I don't know that we're going to have the separation of colors. Oh, I see a little bit of white there. Now this is an 8 ounce. So I think I might get those plastic. We'll try one with the plastic, a big plastic piping bag, because I think that's just going to, especially if you're going to be using Stephenson's. Just because it is nice though. I can tell you, this just looks so good. And it's a pipeable sugar scrub, so there you go. Again, you might want to make it easier on yourself and just, we're at 4 right now. Well, plus 0.5 ounces, so. Okay, we're going to take this, scrunch it down. So I think that was it. I put way too much, and it was just too much pressure. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I had gloves on for that, because that was just, oh. Okay, so we have 7.5 here. I'm actually going to try to add a little bit more, see if we can save a piping bag. We've already destroyed one. Okay, this actually went a little over, so we're actually at 8.5. I don't know if you can see that because of that darn light. I have to have this light on or it starts turning orange and stuff. So I will give you a really good picture, but on the sides, you can see that the piping, you can see it. But when you smash it down, it's gonna still kind of, especially if you're gonna mail this. So there's one. I'm going to do the next one off camera so that I don't embarrass myself anymore. But basically, I'm just going to fill up this piping bag. One thing that I have done, and I don't know, the spatula is dirty, I would get a putty knife or something flat so that you can push all this excess down, because you just don't want to waste any of this. Now, I made it a little extra anyway because I knew, I knew we were going to have an explosion. Just because I was getting really good at this off camera because everyone wanted it, and yeah, I'm like, oh, I feel pretty confident. Well, there you go. So I will make the other one off camera, and then I will show you how it turns out. Okay, so I actually got an ounce left in here, and I had an ounce over here, and then there's 4 ounces exploded over there. So we're just going to leave it. It's just going to leave it. Anyway, they look beautiful. They were pipeable. And I will do better pictures at the end of the video. Very luxurious, very pepperminty. We got a little bit of the color. Again, let me see if I turn the slide off. I don't know if you can see a little bit of the color. Just, how it kind of separated a little bit. Like, this is cool because it has like a white ridge here on it. So, the takeaways. If you're going to be doing a lot of these, you might want to just scoop it. Or you get a huge, I would actually do one of those heavy duty piping bags that the professional cake makers do, because especially if you're going to be using Stephenson's, it is very thick and putting sugar through is, but the 1M tip did great, absolutely great. The peppermint is lovely. So, the last thing I wanted to do is I wanted to show you how it lathered. Okay, so let me turn on the light again because it's starting to do that orange thing. Okay, I'm just going to put my hand in this tin over here. Okay, so you only need a little bit. Okay, so you get your hand wet. And look at that. And I have it all over me anyway from the burst, so it's going to be a fun shower today. But there you go. And it exfoliates. Now what we're going to be doing is we are going to be adding ingredients like vitamin E and things like that. But I do want to get these gift boxes done, and I want to show you guys how to do them. And I want to do them sooner than later since the holidays are right around the corner. Again, I get this, I think it was Candle Science, I think Nurture Soap also has this. I do have the Crafter's Choice coming, and we're going to actually do some with that too. But anyway, guys, this is our pipeable sugar scrub. Very, very easy recipe. And I will have it printed out on my website probably within 48 hours of this video being posted. Anyway, so this is Anna from Koala Soap, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Before I was about to do my cleanup, I forgot I had extra in here. So there's about 1.5 to 2 ounces of sugar scrub in here. The other is in the sink. But what I do is I usually take, this is another sugar scrub I had done, and whatever's left, I'll just take it and I'll scoop it in to just a regular container for the kids. And so I'm actually going to just do that with this so that we don't waste anything, because this stuff the kids love. But anyway, that's what I do, and I wanted to let you know I found some more. But I guess I got distracted after the